Welcome back, everyone, to the Coaching Revolution podcast. I am so excited to be with you today. When this podcast goes live, it will be one day before my 18th wedding anniversary and 2 days before my 49th birthday. So this is a big week. I'll be spending my birthday with friends, family, and also, as I always do, with lots of solo time by myself for reflecting on my last year, getting excited for the year. And I hope that you'll be having a really. Before we dive into today's topic, I'm excited to let you know that in a few weeks, I'll be hosting a special community event called Become a Referral Magnet. It's a 5-day virtual training and challenge to help you set yourself and your business up to bring in referrals consistently. I'm kind of going all out for Become a Referral Magnet. We'll be meeting live every day for 5 days, Monday through Friday, where I'll be sharing with you step by step how to create what you need to turn your business into what I call a referral machine, so that you can have an army of clients, colleagues out in the world marketing for you. On top of those daily trainings, Caitlin and Inbal on my team will also be hosting daily afternoon get it done work sessions so that you have the time and space in a container with us to actually create your assets, your marketing assets, and you have my team at your disposal for feedback on all of it. If you haven't yet met Caitlin and Inbal, you will love them. They've both been with me for many years and are incredible coaches and humans. Oh, and did I mention that Become a Referral Magnet is completely free? It's my birthday gift to you. And my favorite part of this 5-day experience and training is that it's not just about putting your marketing together. It's also a transformational journey for you. Because to become a referral magnet means you have to shift fears and beliefs that you might be holding, as well as learn how to embody the energy of a referral. And we're going to be working on all of that together. You can go ahead and register for Become a Referral Magnet at www.referralmagnet.live. And I'll also drop that link in the show notes. I highly, highly recommend joining us for this. Learning how to turn on the referral machine in your business is a game changer. Not to mention, referrals are the cheapest and easiest leads out there. Also, in case you haven't yet heard, the next cohort of the Sacred Depths Transformational Practitioner Certification is beginning soon at the end of October. My mission in Sacred Depths is to take you from feeling like you can't quite get to the root issues with clients, or that you don't know how to get them unstuck, or simply that you're not doing the absolute best work that you know you're able to do for your clients, to being a world-class coach who consistently generates referrals and renewals, and whose clients credit you for being the one who helped them make real change in their lives. And we do this through the Sacred Depth System, which is the only training in the industry where you learn and master a full toolbox of cognitive and thematic strategies that lets you know how to help your client no matter what situation they're in or what situation they bring up. If you haven't checked out Sacred Depth, now is definitely the time to do it. there's still early bird savings on it, and those savings don't come around very often. So I'll make sure you can find the info about Sacred Depth in the show notes as well. Okay, so all of this really dovetails with our topic today, which is 3 reliable keys to creating consistent. Now, why is this topic a really important? In short, because reliable income is key to having a sustainable business and to not being on the roller coaster of peace or consistent income is also key if you don't want to be constantly scrambling because you're not sure where your next clients are coming. Now, some marketers out there will tell you that the key to consistent income is one of a few. Expensive ads is a big one that you'll hear about out there. And while it's true that ads can bring amazing new people into your community, the ads aren't uber reliable until you spend a lot of time and money and energy to really get them dialed. And I will tell you, it is not easy to get ads dialed. And then once you do, you still need to perfect your strategies for engaging those new people in your community that came through the ads. And those new people are basically complete strangers from the internet. So it does take time to engage those new people. It's not impossible to make ads work. And that's why at this point in my business, where I fill numerous programs a year with hundreds and hundreds of people, I do some ads. But I will tell you, it is a lot of time and energy and upfront financial investment. So in my book, ads can be a great tool if you have the time and money to spend, if you have the patience to work on them and really get them right. But that being said, I don't really see ads as a reliable to consistent income. Now, other marketers out there will tell you that the key to consistent income is high ticket offerings, like programs that cost 20K, 30K. I've even seen some programs out there that are 100K or more. And then yet other folks will tell you that the key to consistent income is a high volume membership program. But here's the thing. High ticket offerings and membership programs can be complicated, labor intensive, expensive to market and to run, and not always effective unless you've already got a massive business with a massive following and a well-honed marketing and messaging machine. If you're just starting out, or even if you've got decades of experience and a thriving business like I do, there are 3 other much easier, much less complicated, and less expensive, and much more reliable sources of consistent income. I call these 3 strategies the 3 R's of a thriving and sustainable and impactful business. And I'm going to lay them out for you today, as well as the pieces you want to have in place to implement these 3 strategies effectively so that you can see great results. These 3 R's that we're going to look at today are the exact strategies that more than 80% of my own business runs on. And these 3 R's are also the exact strategy I teach my own students in the Sacred Depths Transformational Practitioner, so that they can be as poised as possible to have a thriving business with consistent income that feels supportive and satisfying. So here's where we're going to go today. I'm going to share with you the 3 R's of a thriving, sustainable, and impactful business that generates consistent income, whether you're a seasoned practitioner and entrepreneur or you're just starting out. I'm going to share the coaching and business pieces you want to put in place in order to implement each of those 3 strategies and make them really effective. And as we move through all of it, I'll show you how all of this works inside of my own business and inside of my students' business. You're probably going to want to take a lot of notes for this episode. And this episode is also filled with a lot of specific statistics and research that backs up exactly what I'm sharing. So let's jump into that first strategy, that first R for consistent income, and it is client renewals. Now, most coaches and practitioners are constantly hustling to get in front of new people and find new clients. Now, I'm not knocking this. It's important to always have at least one strategy for bringing brand new people into your business. And as my business has grown and grown over the years, I now use a number of strategies for bringing brand new people in. And we're going to talk about one of those strategies in a few minutes. But that being said, no matter what stage of business that you're in, new clients are always going to be harder to find than re-signing happy clients who have already worked with you, are already thrilled about your work together, and who want to continue work. If you're a coach or a practitioner who has clients that renew with you, then off the bat, you already have to do way less marketing. You also have the ease and convenience and deep satisfaction of knowing that a high percentage of the clients that you work with are people that you already know and adore and have an existing relationship with. And for me personally, I'm a relationship, meaning I really value deepened relationships and getting to know my clients better and better over time. And in fact, I have some clients who have been with me for a decade or more. I just love that because we know each other so well. I already know so much about them and who they are and how they tick and what they're about and what their histories are. And it allows me to go deeper and deeper. And here's the other thing. Renewals don't cost you any money. Inviting clients to continue working with you doesn't take too much time, and it is completely free. You don't have to send out any mass emails. You barely have to send out any emails at all to invite clients to continue working with you. You don't need complicated technology. You don't need messaging. You don't need to run ads or have any events to run. It is 50 easy. Plus, existing customers who renew with you tend to spend more money than new customers. And don't just take all of this from me. Here are a few fun facts that I dug up from marketing research companies that I just love. Number one, and this is from a book called Marketing Metrics that was quoted in Forbes. Businesses have a 60 to 70% chance of selling to an existing customer. 60 to 70% chance. While for a new prospect, it is just a 5 to 20% chance. Here's another fact that I think is so powerful. Repeat customers spend 67% more than new customers. Not to mention, when clients renew with you, it naturally boosts your confidence in your work. Because you know that they love you, they're so happy and satisfied, and that's why they're renewing. And when your confidence is boosted, you're naturally more likely to market more boldly, to do more outreach, to make yourself more visible, to speak more from your heart, to make a change and impact. When you're more confident, you're more likely to raise your rates or to put out the program that you really want to offer, right? On and on and on. In other words, when you're more confident, that happens when you get renewals, you naturally become more magnetic and more poised to grow your business and cover. So all of this is why I am so obsessed with client renewals. It is such a solid and doable way of creating consistency. And in my business, at least 35% of my annual revenue comes from happy clients who renew with me and take all my programs or even the same programs over and over again. That 35% includes almost all of my private client roster also. So basically, I haven't publicly promoted my private offerings in over 7 years because my private practice is consistently full with continued clients who have renewed. And just every now and again, I'll let someone new slip. That 35% of my revenue that comes from happy clients who renew with me also includes 2 separate full year programs that I offer. One is called Advanced Depth, and one is called the Embody Coaches Circle. Embody is filled completely with Sacred Depths graduates. It's a Sacred Depths graduate continuing program. And Advanced Depth is usually about 90% filled with Sacred Depths graduates. So as you can see, renewals are huge for my business. I would not be able to run the business that I do if I did not have so many renewals. Renewals also become huge for the people who participate in Sacred Depths. My students in Sacred Depths are amazed because they become better and better at creating incredible client results with their own clients. And then their clients become raving fans who renew with them over and over again. And in fact, a good amount of my Sacred Depthers have told me that they get so excited because their clients will often spontaneously tell them that they want to continue working with them well before their contract is even. Okay, so hopefully I have made the case for how renewals can be such an amazing and key source of consistent income. So then the next question is, how do you get renewals? Well, you need 4 things in place for client renewals. And all of these pieces are incredibly important. We go deep into each one of them in sacred depth, and I want to share what they are with you right now. So number one, you need incredible transformational skills so that you know how to co-create incredible results with your clients. And they become so happy and over the moon with you and their work with you that they want to continue, and they know without a doubt that working with you is the best investment that they could. And this is exactly why in Sacred Depths we leave no stone unturned when it comes to your coaching skills and your transformational skills and the techniques that help you become more and more extraordinary as a coach and as a coach. The second thing that you need in place for client renewals is excellent customer care and a tight container when it comes to client logistics. So, in other words, being amazing at what you do and co-creating results with clients isn't the only part of your client's experience with you. Customer care is the other important part of a client's experience with you, and it will determine if they renew with you or not. So, for example, have you ever worked with a practitioner who just isn't great with customer service or logistics? Maybe this person takes forever to answer your emails in between sessions. Or maybe they cancel a lot last minute on session. Or maybe this practitioner isn't really clear with you on when they're available and when they're not available, or where you can find the program materials to the program with that, et cetera, right? All of this is customer client care. And client care, customer care impacts not only overall satisfaction with you and your work, but it does impact a client's likelihood of renewal. You want to not only help them yield amazing results, but you want to give them an incredible experience of working with you and in these experiences. Okay. Third factor and piece that you need in place for client renewals is your inner ability to powerfully and effectively ask for referrals. So, in other words, if you have any fears around asking clients to renew, like they don't like you, or they've already invested money and it's too much to ask them to continue, or I'll look desperate if I ask a client to renew, or I'm worried, or this, that, or the other thing. You have any of those fears or any beliefs, like it's obnoxious to ask people to work. It's inappropriate, right? They're bored with me now, whatever it is. I've heard it all. This is going to impact your ability to powerfully act forward. And it's going to take away from your energetics when you ask for renewals, your magnetism, when you invite a client to you. So you absolutely want to be working on those fears and those unhelpful beliefs. And by the way, just to normalize it, I have had all the fears, all the beliefs. So don't feel bad if you have them. The last piece that needs to be in place for you in order to generate client renewals in the business. I mean, in some ways, these are all businesses, but this is more of a market, I should say. And it's an easy and effective and authentic process for inviting clients to continue to work with you. You need to know how to make the invitation and to have a conversation with your clients about. So, in other words, it's not enough to just say, hey, do you want to continue working together? You need to have a process, a step-by-step process or a conversation, a scheduled conversation that you have when it's time for clients to meet. And there are very specific pieces that you want to cover and activate in that renewal conversation. I've cultivated this process over years and years. And in Sacred Depths, I train you on it step by step by step. I give you all of the materials that you need for it. I give you all of the script that you need for it. You really want to have a process that includes a conversation in most cases for renewal. Okay, so let's move on now to the second R or strategy or key for creating consistent income. And that is referral. After renewals, the most effective, cheapest, least energy and time consuming way to bring in more consistent income and more clients is through referrals. When you've got a client who love their work with you, you are very forced to receive referrals. And referrals, just like renewals, cost nothing or close to nothing and are so much easier than having to start from scratch and find brand new people to come to your firm. And I'll give you some research data on referrals. There was so much research on this. I just picked some of my most favorite ones. They were all really, really powerful. So here's one from Nielsen Research. People are 4 times more likely to buy from you when they are referred by us. Just think about that for a moment. 4 times more likely to buy from you. They hear about them. Here's another piece of that. It's really powerful. 81% of online consumers' purchase decisions are influenced by their friends' social media posts. I mean, this just blows my mind. 81% of all the things that are purchased online are influenced by friends' social media posts. Wow. Now I'll give you one more piece of data for now on referral. A single happy customer, a customer who has had an amazing experience with you and who thinks the world of you, can yield 9 referrals. And I will tell you from my own experience that I have had happy clients who have yielded even more referrals. My experience in my own business with referrals is, first of all, easily 45 to 50% of my income comes from referrals from very satisfied. And I want to repeat that again because it's a easily 45%, some years up to 50% of my revenue comes from referrals. So this is crucial in my business. For example, in the Sacred Depths Transformational Practitioner Certification, a good 75% of participants each time comes from other Sacred Depths graduates who tell their friends and their colleagues about how powerful and amazing Sacred Depths is. To tell their clients, their friends, their colleagues about the amazing results that we've got from this. And many of my smaller programs are often filled at least 50%, if not more, with friends and colleagues of Sacred Depths graduates and of other graduates of programs of mine. I cannot say enough how important referrals are for a thriving business, especially if you don't want to exhaust yourself from tons of internet marketing. Now, just like renewables, in order to attract and to become a magnet for referrals, you need 4 things in place. And it's a similar 4 things to referrals. So number 1, most important, stellar client results, right? Referrals hinge on happy clients. And for coaches and practitioners, having happy clients hinges on your ability to help your clients co-create results and transformation. Having the skills, the techniques, and the presence to really help your clients. One is key to making income in your business in ways that reflect that effort. When you co-create stellar client results, it also, your colleagues see this and then they tend to refer to you as well, right? So number 1 for referrals, you need incredible skills and techniques. Number 2, as we said earlier, you want excellent client tight logistics container holding, right? Because if a client hasn't had a great client or customer care experience with you, if logistics are messy or hard in your business, they're going to be less likely to tell someone else about how amazing you are, even if you yield great results. Now, oftentimes with just those first 2 things in place, right? Great client results and great client care, clients will spontaneously send referrals. I get a lot of spontaneous referrals. And when that happens, it is amazing and wonderful and it feels so good. But that being said, you are leaving many, many, many referrals on the table if you also don't know how to ask for referrals properly and set up conditions in your business to draw in and welcome referrals. So in order to ask for referrals and set up those conditions in your business to draw in referrals, a few more things are required. Number one is inner, right? That confidence to be able to ask for referrals. And I have heard a lot, and I in the past have felt this way myself, a few around asking for referrals, right? The fear of being too pushy, of looking desperate, the fear of, oh, I'm going to upset or annoy my clients, or ask too much of them, or ask too much of colleagues, when I ask for referrals, etc. So that's a piece that's so important. You want to do the inner work. You want to work on fears, energetics. And then you also want to have a few marketing pieces in place. And I'll name some of these for you. So marketing pieces you want to have in place in order to really draw in referrals. So first of all, at the most basic level, you want to have a really easy and effective way for asking for referrals. A way for asking for referrals that gets your clients or your colleagues really excited to care about you. And when you make those asks, it should include being very clear about why you're asking for referrals. It should include who would make a great referral. It should include what's in it for you. I've seen a lot of referral requests out there that are not, they don't yield results because they're not. And then some other marketing pieces to consider that can be really, really powerful to help you more referrals. Number one, having some special events that you set up that encourage referrals. And these can be as simple as a bring a friend event or an open house type of event. You also want to be subtly educating your community about referrals and how to make referrals. And you want to be doing this in lots of different ways in your business. And part of this is that you also, in some cases, as you educate your community about referrals, you want to dispel some resistance around referrals, because sometimes a very, very, very happy client or can still have a little resistance to making referrals. They maybe don't want anyone to know that they have a coach, or they maybe want to keep their coach for themselves, etc., etc. Right? So there's education to be done. And then also a simple human touch system with older clients that can help a ton when it comes to referrals. So we're just scratching the surface here around this referrals that come from clients, colleagues, friends, etc. You master all of these pieces in Sacred Depths, but if you want a really powerful team, again, I highly recommend registering for Become a Referral Magnet. It is free, and I will be sharing a lot over those 5 days. We're going to be doing a lot of together around referrals. Okay, finally, this brings us to the third key, or the third R of creating consistent income, which is reputation. Now, what I don't mean by reputation, what I don't mean is that a million people know who you are, or that you're a big social media influencer, or that you're the biggest superstar that everybody knows in your field or your expertise. I will tell you that 100,000 people, let alone 1 million people, definitely do not know who I am. My email community and my social media communities are nowhere near that. And while, of course, I should never say never, I can say with a good amount of certainty that I will never be as well known as Tony Robbins or as other well-known people in the coaching industry. But that being said, I have a stellar reputation. And my business and my ability to make consistent high level income, absolutely without a doubt, is fueled by my stellar reputation, by my reputation for being known as one of the best when it comes to human transformation. And when it comes to teaching others how to hold transformational space for their clients and groups. In other words, my excellence is apparent to any outsiders who come in contact with my stellar reputation makes it easier for potential clients to find me and then to decide to hire me or step into one of my programs. My stellar reputation is also what allows me to feel confident in my marketing and in my sales conversation and in my etc. So what creates a stellar reputation? What does it look like no matter what the size of your business is? Well, number one, having testimonials on your website and in your newsletter and in your social media and in your other marketing materials that are dripping with accolades and excitement and gratitude from happy clients and the proof of your good work with that, right? So testimonials that you have set in your marketing materials key to a stellar reputation. But then there are another type of testimonials that I want to bring to your attention that are also really powerful. And I call those spontaneous testimonials. That's when on social media, for example, clients are on their own spontaneously moved to share with their communities about you and your good work because they are so appreciative of you and of the work that you do together. And a lot of the times, most of the time, you won't even know about those spontaneous testimonials. I always love it, like almost by accident or surprise, I'll come upon a client's posting about me. And they don't tag me necessarily, right? But it's just they are so excited about the work that we're doing together. They give those spontaneous testimonials, and that creates incredible connection. Another thing that can help create a stellar reputation is when people talk about you and your extraordinary work at parties, at networking events, at masterminds, right? And you didn't know that they were going to go and talk about you. It just happens organically because you're top of mind for your people. You know the good work that you do. And then it's always wonderful when you hear about it, when a friend of a friend of a friend of a client or a colleague gets in touch and enthusiastically wants to work with you because the word was just spread about, right? So a stellar reputation then also happens when colleagues come to your events to check out what you're doing, and then they become so impressed that they talk about you to their communities or ask you to speak on their podcasts or their events, right? And so on and so on. So again, I just want to be so clear on this. You don't need 1 million followers to make consistent income from your stuff. But what you do need is to be really extraordinary when it comes to your work, to your skills, and to your techniques. You need to be able to know how to co-create real change in your life and to help that results. And that's not all. You also need to be consistently doing your own inner work. Similar to how you need to be doing the inner work for renewals and referrals, you need that inner work so that you can allow for your reputation to spread, so that you are willing to be. And then, of course, for a stellar reputation, the other thing that needs to be put in place is ethical business practices. Because the entrepreneurs who run their businesses and marketing with high integrity are the ones that are built to that. Period. End of story. Okay, my friends. So there you have it. My humble, old school, highly effective, and sustainable strategies for consistent income, all of which do not require complicated technology, are so much simpler and cheaper and way more effective than so many of the other strategies. And I mentioned a little before, but I just want to go deeper into this for a moment now. As my business has grown over the years and the amount of people I serve has grown by leaps and bounds, I have also added other marketing strategies like Facebook groups and paid ads and joint venture partners. And yes, even some complicated funnels, which quite honestly, I haven't totally figured out yet. And all of those things, they do bring in some business for sure. And those things have helped me reach amazing people, some of whom are probably listening to this podcast episode right now. And if that's you, hello, I cannot wait to get to know you better. But what I want to point out is that even with all of those strategies, at least 80% of my overall annual revenue continues to come from renewals, referrals, and reputation. And it's what allows the new community members that come to me from those other places like ads, etc., to trust and want to. My huge amount of referrals and renewals and the reputation that precedes me and the deep knowing that the 3 R's come because I'm so good at what I do and that I'm making real impact in this world. This is what allows me to continue to put myself out there. Even when a launch doesn't go the way I want to, these 3 R's are what allows me to have the confidence to be bold and seen. It's what allows me to be so clear about my message and what I believe in. It's what allows me to show up with my full presence for my marketing, for sales conversations. So I hope that these 3 strategies will make their way more and more into your work and your business. And I really hope that this episode was helpful and inspiring and exactly what you needed today. A reminder to register for Become a Referral Magnet. Register today. I would love to have you. It is hands-on and interactive, and you will walk away with so much. And I really look forward to getting to be there. And of course, again, Become a Referral Magnet is just a little taste of the epic journey that is the Sacred Depths Transformational Practitioner Certification. And our next cohort begins at the end of October, and nothing would make me happier than to have you within our intimate circle and teach you step by step an incredible and powerful skill set that will allow you to create referrals, renewals, reputation, and so much more. Okay, my friends, enjoy the rest of the day. And as always, if you like the podcast, please give us a review and share this podcast with lots and lots of your friends. Make referrals to this podcast.